Let's see here. All right. There we go. There's some people already there, man. How did that happen, I wonder? I'm not even got my stuff pulled up over here yet. Let's go over here to videos. Get it going where I watch the comments right here. See, Hank is here already. Incredible Boy, Jeff Rose, Gunner. Not a whole bunch is going on tonight. I got tomorrow's video. I've already got it uploaded. It's sitting there. I worked on it. I've had to, and I talked about it a little bit in tomorrow's video. I've had to, with the drone stuff and everything, I've had to kind of regroup a little bit on that and do a lot of adjusting on my end to where it makes it work and it kind of fits in my schedule and stuff like that. So, and also messing with the drone, the new drone, and then a new camera on top of that, and also brand new editing software. I have completely changed what I'm editing with, and so tomorrow's video, I've been playing with it this week. Tomorrow's video, when it posts, it will be completely, totally, the whole thing edited on the new editing software that I'm using. I'm not gonna say what it is till I've used it for a month or so, and then I'll give you the rundown on all that. So, oh man, let's see. I'll see you there, Brad. Brad asked, did they want, I need to do a video about that, include that in one of my videos. Yes, they did. They warranted that darn belt. And you know what? While I was putting a new belt on Jill's side, for whatever reason, I happened to glance over there on my side, and there's a section in my belt about that long that's missing out of it. The teeth and everything are gone on it. So I was like, good grief. So I'll tend to mine. Mine's still working. It's not landing in the bad spot on it. So she's still good on my side for right now. So I'm not gonna worry about it because I got dang, a ton of people already showed up, over 130 now already. Just say hello to everybody that's showing up. There's no way I can I can keep up with everything. I see their Synthinator. I see certain ones, but I got some more traveling coming up this next week. I'm gonna be kind of out and about. We always shut down, the company does, for a full week, and that's coming up. We're not gonna do it like on a Monday through a Friday. So what we did this time is we split it from like a midweek. I see there, David, from a midweek to the next midweek. That way we don't have just a completely dead week, you know, from a Monday through a Friday where we have no income or anything like that. So we kind of split it, did a little bit different. So it's going to run from Wednesday to Wednesday. We'll go back to work on a Wednesday, I think is what it is. So so I've lined up some stuff. Somebody mentioned a bad company right there, mentioned the ROTOBEC videos are a lot better. They're going to get a lot better. Pierre, the thing with Pierre is he's working from a marketing standpoint, you know, not like a vlogging or a creator type of standpoint, you know, like what I do or like what Wes does, or, you know, somebody else that's in the vlogging world, you know, on YouTube. And it's taken a good bit to kind of migrate Pierre into doing it different. But they're going to come on around. I talked to Pierre today on the phone, and Pierre, I thought about some stuff today while I was watching the video. Well, he sent me another video that's going to be, what I'm doing is I'm scanning every video before it publishes for him, and then I'm having him either change title or edit it some more or something like that, you know, just kind of helping him along. And I was sitting there and I was watching the video, and I got to thinking, you know, I thought about something, and that I think would really interest people on his end that he's around and gets to film a good bit, and some things that will kind of include me in on his videos too. Neil wants to know if he saved any rattlesnakes lately. We got on one day before yesterday. I didn't even get on it. I didn't even get down and film it or anything. Kevin and Chad were messing with it, dealing with it, and it was a pretty big one too. We've got on a few this year, not a lot, a few, but once it starts getting really dry, they'll start coming up. But going back to what I was going to say about the traveling, I'll be out and about. I was wanting to get with Wes while he was in North Carolina over there baling hay. And I had talked to him about coming over there. And what I wanted to do, I was wanting to catch it when we got rained out on a Friday. If we got rained out on Friday, I was gone, man. I was going to go, and what I was going to do, I was going to, you know, work with him, help him, you know, with his tractors and stuff like that, and do a bunch of filming and stuff. And of course, Wes has been kind of talking about the straw is winding up. So I talked to him today, and so he's in the process of, they're kind of packing things up, and he's fixing to be going back to New Jersey. So it's not going to work with you know, with seeing Wes, because what I was going to do, I was going to go out there and I was going to hit three different YouTubers at one time on one trip. Going to shoot for 4 if I could, but me and Jill and the girls are going to do something starting out with in Atlanta on the 4th, and then I'm going to split off from them, and we're going to part ways, and then I'm going to roll on and do something else there and everything. So let's see, the Flying Boy wants to know, am I doing the tree work in my recent videos or for hire or just as a favor? The tree work is paid. It's not, well, the one that I did Saturday with Dean and them, where we cleared the driveway, that was a job to help the lady out and everything, to get her driveway back open. But like the video that you seen today, that work, I actually get paid to do that work, and so I do that work, and then I also get the logs too. I work it to where if there's logs there, I get the logs, because it's more beneficial for the homeowner, property owner, to allow me to take the logs than it is to pay me to haul them off to the dump or whatever, or pile them somewhere else, or, you know, saw them up. So I work it when I price it to where I do the job and I get the logs if there's logs there, and then I also film videos off of it too. So it's kind of a threefold kind of deal and stuff. Shane wants to know, when am I coming to the Down Under? He's talking about Australia. I don't know. Man, I want to do some more traveling. I want to do some more traveling abroad and stuff. There's several places that I want to go, and I think with the hookups that I've got now with ROTOBEC and the stuff that I'm doing with Husqvarna, I think there's going to be some opportunities in the future to do some stuff like that and everything. So, yeah, Hank asked a good question. One of the new cameras I got is the Osmo action camera by DJI. First of all, there is no perfect camera, and YouTube, what y'all watch here on YouTube is all based on cameras. To get content out, you have to have some kind of tool to film it with, which is a camera, whether it be a phone or an actual camera or whatever. There is no perfect camera. The Osmo is a good camera. What I film, the way that I film, and the environment that I film in, the sounds and stuff like that, it's a nightmare in audio, in the audio world, the way how I have to film. Because you got loud sounds, you got quieter sounds, you got stuff inside the cab, you got stuff outside the cab, and these cameras they got all kinds of sensors and everything on them, and they're trying to produce the best sound that they possibly can. And in the environment that I'm in, it throws the camera off a little bit sometimes. So, you know, the audio on the Osmo is very good, except when I noticed it was sounding a little wonky, like when I'm on my tractor and stuff like that, depending on how I've got the camera turned, you know, stuff like that and all, which I can deal with that. I mean, that's no big deal. But here's the thing that I don't like about the Osmo right here. And you need to think about this before you buy or anything that you buy, and I didn't know it was like this when I got it. All right, when you're filming on these cameras, on these high-end cameras, they film in files, and they restart files after they've been running so long. The Osmo does a new file at like 6 minutes and something. So the files are numbered. You got like number, 10, and then number 11, and number 12, and number 13, okay? They go in sequential order. All right, GoPro does the same thing. So when the file starts over, say if you're on file number 13, for instance, and you go to that threshold at 6 minutes and something, and it starts the next file, which would normally be file number 14. The DJI does not go to number 14. It goes number 13 with an ending on it, like say 001 or something like that or whatever. Well, that's fine, but here's a problem with it. A lot of my editing that I do it on an iPad because I can do it so fast on an iPad. And the other thing is, I'm filming right here, but I've also got my laptop open right here below y'all, okay? This laptop that I'm on is a Lenovo. It's a very expensive laptop, very souped up. But I can take an iPad, I can take a 20-minute video, for instance, on an iPad and get it, edit it, and then render and save it. And when it goes through that rendering and saving process, it'll do a 20-minute video in under 10 minutes. I mean, it's very, very fast. This laptop right here that's souped up, got everything on it, that same video, it's gonna take 30 minutes or longer to render and save it. And then when it uploads from the laptop, it's gonna take an hour to upload from the laptop. When I upload it from the iPad, you're looking at about the same length of what the video is, or less, say 15 minutes or something like that. So I use an iPad a lot to edit with. All right, but going back to the Osmo, here's the problem. When I go to transfer the files from the card, I pull the card out, throw it in the iPad, you can't see that second file on the iPad. It's non-existent. It is non-freaking existent. But you take that card and you throw it in the laptop, you can see that file. Now, I've had this problem before, and I could actually change the extension on the file. I could go in there and change the ending of it, and it would make a file show up for me. Now, I hadn't got that far. I was playing with it, doing some other stuff. I actually took the first file, deleted it off the card, and then tried to see it on the iPad. It still wouldn't see it on the iPad. And but I could probably transfer it wirelessly. I didn't try transferring it wirelessly from the Osmo to the iPad. I may be able to see it right there like that. I don't know. But I could probably change the extension. I even tried putting it on another card, putting it back in the iPad, and it still wouldn't show up under that extension it was on. And so some of this stuff dealing with these cameras and dealing with files and doing the editing stuff can make you pull your flipping hair out. Now, one thing about the stupid GoPro that it does, when you pull all the files off of it and you put them on something, they're backwards. So like if you, when you looking at it, like on the iPad or something, it has an option there. You're looking at all the files, all the clips. You can just hit select all the ones you want, and bam, it'll throw them in the order on your timeline in order like they are. Well, on the GoPro, you can't do that, because if you do that on the GoPro, they're going to be backwards. The last file is going to be first, and the first file is going to be last. And so you have to click each one individually from the GoPro that you want. And I have no idea why GoPro's got their interface done like that. But when if you're a video type of person, I'll tell you, if you work with video and everything, that's what a Mac and Apple product is made for. I mean, the Apple stuff just completely smokes. You can take the most entry level one you got, and you can take iMovie, their free programming, and it'll smoke a high dollar PC every day of the week. And so my next but I've got something new on my iPad that really is really sweet, that I've got some more learning on it to do. And the thing about editing is the only way you're gonna learn is by freaking doing it. That's the only way you're gonna learn it. So let's see here. See a lot of people. Yeah, Pete, it's just, man, I tell you, it's been tough over here and stuff. And too, man. Let's see. Jeff wants to know if I thought about purchasing a skid steer to help with your tree work. We actually have a skid steer, Jeff, and I like it really good. And let's see. Let's see. I was looking through some of the comments right here, right quick, just kind of catch up on here. I could talk. Yeah, I see it's buffering there a little bit, and it's just gonna have to deal with it some and everything. Sometimes, man, the internet gods are not on our side. Some Jim wants to know what kind of CBs do we run. Mainly Uniden and Cobras are the main things, is what we run. Let's see. I really don't know how much diesel we go through during a day. Let's see. There are PCs that will beat a Mac, but you got to build them. That's one thing, you have to build them. And Wayne wants to raise saws tonight. I am not in the mood to fire up no saw tonight. I can tell you that right now. I ain't got nothing in here. I don't want to fire up no saw tonight. I'll do that on another day. Is what I'll do. Let's see. Byron wants to know if we were to replace the loader and the processor, will we stay with Deere or go with Tiger Cat? That's a good question, Byron. I really don't know. Tiger Cat right now is a very strong contender on that end of things, and but the Deere swing machines are just at a completely different level. I mean, they are so good. They're so smooth, and they're Hitachi. Deere don't build them. They're Hitachi. I see there Johnny Willoughby. They're Hitachi. It's what they are. I mean, Deere don't build no excavators or anything. All their excavators are built by Hitachi. And Hitachi hydraulics, man, Hitachi, Komatsu, Caterpillar, all the big guys hydraulics, the excavator hydraulics are just in a completely different atmosphere than any other hydraulics. And why there's a difference, I don't know. It's kind of like comparing say the farm tractors, the technology that's in the farm tractors compared to, say, the logging equipment, like the John Deere stuff, and everything. And there's a huge gap there between it's closer, but there's still a huge gap between the ag stuff and the forestry stuff. Huge gap there. And why, I have no idea. I have no idea. But Let's see, Steve wants to know, is my RAM okay? Yes, it is. Yep, that's right, Ponce guy. You're exactly right about that. A lot of people, don't understand that. You have to kind of, that when you start talking about that stuff like that, that's in a completely different level, and a lot of people don't understand all that stuff, the ins and outs and the guts and stuff, what makes these machines run and perform the way they do. And what's so cool about it is the daggum phone, the phone, what they're capable of doing. You know, I tell people all the time, they want to know what I need to start filming with. Well, master your phone. Master your phone. Get perfect on taking pictures with your phone. Pictures, Instagram is a huge platform, huge platform. You take Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all that stuff and put it together, and it's a very powerful tool at your fingertips, and you carry it on your side every day, and you can run every bit of that from right there from your phone. You know, I mean, it's nuts what and stuff. Let's see, Andy, I have no idea. Andy wants to know what's the next piece of equipment that we'll be looking at. Man, I have no idea. I never dreamed that Kevin and I would still be running the same two machines 11 plus years later after buying them, with, you know, 20,000 hours on them, or bumping 20,000 hours. I never would have dreamed that would have happened when we purchased them, because we were buying machines, you know, we would run them 7-8 years, stuff like that, you know, and swap them or something. But the it's just logging is a different ball game now. It's let's see, what is, somebody asked something there. Let me see what that question is right there. Meadow Call wants to know, you're gonna have to rewrite your question, Meadow Call. When do you think you will sell some of your thing? Please answer. What thing you talking about me selling? I wish people a lot of times when they write comments, even on a regular video, they would read their comment, proofread it before they post it, because some of them, I have no idea what the heck they're saying, like equipment. Man, I don't know. My dad don't part ways with no equipment, man. He calls the shots on that. I mean, TDK is his. It ain't got nothing to do with me, Kevin, or Derek. It's his, and he calls the shots on it, and you know, that's the way it is. Let's see. Let's see what else we got. Chad wants to know, do I still enjoy logging? The answer to that question is no, I don't. I'm not gonna lie. Logging is no fun no more. It used to be fun. And it's hard for me a lot of days to put a smile on my face and post these videos. And it hurts me a lot of times. And there's a lot of people that don't understand that. And I enjoy being by myself more than I do anything. I enjoy going by myself and taking trees down. And it would scare people to death to see what I actually do by myself day to day. Like the tree job that I did, the videos from today, I was by myself on all that. I was completely by myself. And that's the way I prefer it to be. That way, you know, if I want to stop or if I want to work till 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night, I can do it, you know, and all that. So logging in the high production logging has gotten very old. It's taken the fun completely out of it. Because I get asked all the time, how do I get in logging? Somebody asks, I get that question constantly. How do I get into logging? Well, with the high production stuff, it's virtually impossible unless you're born into it, because I can't take a man and train him at the speed that we run and him catch on to it. It's impossible. And it's kind of sad that things have gotten that way, because here in a few more years, there's going to be a huge gap in the logging world, because, you know, I'm closing in, you know, on 50 years old, and logging is a rough job. We make it look very easy doing it the way that we do it in the woods. We're very efficient. There's only 4 of us out there in the woods, and like today I loaded 18 loads a day in the ground that we're in, and so to turn that kind of volume out in that ground and everything and stuff, is just, you know, and I would have thought that at this point things would have been a little bit different for me and my brothers at this point, where we're at. And however, it's not. You know, I've talked about this before, we've actually went backwards instead of frontwards. And boy, when you do stuff like that, that's a tough pill to swallow, and it makes you not like what you're doing and everything like that and stuff. Philip's still around. I think you asked me that a good bit there, Georgia Deer Hunting. Philip's still around. You just have to understand, a lot of people have to understand that what we do with Philip and everything, there's a lot of people that don't need to know about that. And I don't need to film him. To work in the woods, you're supposed to be 18 years old. Most insurances will not cover you at all unless you're that age or older. And so we changed insurances during the winter, the 2018 winter, coming into the fall, right there coming into wintertime. And there's some things that I just can't show no more, you know. It's just the nature of the beast and stuff. So let me look right here at the stuff right here. Let's see. Jim's right. It's hard to make money. You can move 100 loads a week and still be broke at the end of the week now. That's the way logging is. And if you have a major breakdown or something, God help you. It'll put you in the hole really fast. And it's not, say you have an engine go out in a machine, it's $20,000. Engine in the truck's gonna bump $30,000. You get a transmission, $5,000-$6,000. A rear end in the truck, front or rear, it could be $6,000 on the front one because it's got the shaft that goes all the way through it, and be, you know, $4,000 for the rear one. And man, you can have 2 or 3 of those things in 1 week happen, and break and tear up and stuff like that. And the only way you make money is by that truck crossing those scales. So if we have something happen during the day and say we don't get but 7 or 8 loads, you know, there's no way to make that up. You can't make that up because you still got guys there. You're still paying them and all that stuff. And yeah, Taylor's right, or be born a multimillionaire. And it's a shame because logging and farming's a lot the same. It's some of the most expensive equipment to buy. The overhead is incredible on this stuff. You know, these, like a new processor. I think it was Taylor the other day asked me about a new processor and a track loader. New processor, you know, say a 624 head and a John Deere, which would be like a 2954 or whatever it is now. You're looking at about $700,000 for that one machine. And you do the math on it. I mean, man, even if you put down $100,000 on that machine to buy it, your payments, even at 5 years on it, are just going to be just off the charts, you know. And then you've got to have, you know, a skidder, a cut down machine, and trucks and bulldozer, service trucks, you know, something to haul fuel in and do stuff like that, small repairs and everything. And for what you invest into it compared to what you get out of it, it used to be really good, but now that gap has gotten a lot broader, and stuff, man. And it's crazy. And the emissions stuff on these machines hurt us pretty bad, because it added a lot of cost on these machines, and a lot of people had a lot of problems with the earlier machines that came out. And you got warranty, but I mean, even if you got warranty, if that machine's parked and not working, the warranty takes care of you know, fixing it, but the machine's down. You got a man that ain't working, a machine that's not producing, and I had a friend of mine that got in the trucking business, bought a new truck, and he went broke because of warranty work and everything, and stuff. Let's see. Look through these comments here. Yeah, Justin, you ain't gonna find no machines no more for $250,000. They basically gonna start out about 300,000, and we'll see you later, John Boyd. Johnny Willoughby's finna go on to bed. He got to get up early. I'll be getting up at 5 or a little bit earlier in the morning. I still got a ways to go. Joe wants to know if I've had any flat tires. I have not had any flat tires on my driveway since I put that rock down. And Sydney, I don't know. Sydney wants to know how many loads does it take before the profit point hits. Sydney, I have no idea. I really don't. That's a good question, because there's so many variables involved in it, man. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's crazy. And stuff. Let's see. Yeah, Steven's right. The insurance stuff has got up. Lee Harris wants to know, do we run any cat logging equipment? We do not. The only cat stuff we have is all of our trucks have cat engines in them. And the cat engines in the trucks have done very well, and love them. My dad loves them. We used to run Cummins, and we kind of migrated over to, we had a lot of good luck out of Cummins. I love Cummins. And we migrated some of the Peterbilts when we started buying them, I guess in about 99. We were the 2 truck motors at the time. The main truck motors to go between was the Detroit, the Series 60, or the Cat. And Cummins was struggling right then on those truck motors pretty bad at that time. They were kind of evolving a little bit. So we went the Caterpillar route, and we've had really good luck with them, and they've done a good job for us. Those Peterbilts have done very well. We used to run Freightliners, is what we did. And yeah, Brad, I'd like to do YouTube full time. I could actually do it full time now. I actually could. If something happened with the logging, I could have done it at the end of 2018, and went full bore into it, and posting videos. But I'll stay where I'm at for a little while longer, and everything like that. Let's see, Rusty wants my address. Rusty, send me an email, cottontop3@yahoo.com. Send me an email, and I'll get you my address if you want it, and stuff. So, see, yeah, a lot of people kind of peeling out right now. It's getting kind of late. Like on the East Coast, it's, let's see what time it's 9:01 here. Thank goodness I've already got my video done. Cameron bought him a Husqvarna 572 after watching my videos. That's a that is a good saw, very good saw. Both of those saws are very good. Zarbon wants to know if I've had any time to do any fishing. I have not. I have not. I've been on the go too much, man. I did get a new toy. It came in yesterday. I bought this. They didn't send it to me. This is the M12 Milwaukee Rocket Light. And the reason I've got the M18 like this, and the reason I bought this one is because they were offering a deal to where the bare light right here is $149, and you can get the 6 amp hour battery comes with it free, which this is not a 6 that's in it. I just got a 4 shoved in it right now. You get a 6 amp hour M12 battery with it free. The battery alone is $100 for the battery. So they had it at Home Depot, and CPO had it offered like that too. And when I went to get it, both of them were out of stock, and CPO got it in before Home Depot did. And so I got it from CPO. But you can plug this one. I've got a video about it. You can actually plug this one in and everything. A lot smaller than the M18, a lot lighter, and I like that. I don't take up near as much space or anything. You can never have too many lights. Let's see. Ponce guy asked a good question, and I don't know how to answer it, man. He asked, what are the top 3 things that make logging so tough in your area as far as making it tough financially? The pay rates, man. It's the pay rates. The pay rates and what everything has went up. Costs have escalated so high. We bought in 2008, we bought that 2554 with the Warthog 624C head on it for $489,000. That same machine today is right at $700,000. And so you take that, and then you take the cost of parts, and then you take the cost of insurance that people pointed out a while ago too, and the cost of fuel. Think about what fuel has done in the last several years. Since Hurricane Katrina, since 2000, Katrina hit in 05, 06, 07, right around in there when fuel started skyrocketing. Yeah, there's months where we burn, or we have burned, $60,000, $70,000 worth of fuel in a month, and it's not cheap. It costs a lot of money to do what we do, and it's not easy. It's not very forgiving. We work. Man, Joe, I ain't got time to fool with no garden, man. I don't have time to fool with no garden. It's amazing I do what I do day to day. It's amazing. I'd love for some people to come hang out with me. I'd like for some of the people who stay on me a lot in the comments and stuff like that. I would love for them to come hang out with me and just see what I do day to day, hour by hour, when I start my morning, when I go to bed. And then, Steve, I talked to OLF this afternoon, matter of fact. And then what I do on the weekends, like working the tree jobs and stuff like that and everything. So, yeah, it's pretty cool, very cool. Let's see, Taylor wants to know how far am I from Tupelo. I'm an hour from Tupelo. I'm an hour south of Tupelo. That's where I'm at. Let's see, the Flying Void wants to know, would I get my 5075E with a cab. Looking back in retrospect, no, because my last tractor I had a cab on it. I had a 100 horsepower case that had a cab on it, and I didn't want a cab on that tractor right there because of getting up and down off of it so much. I mean, if I was in a hayfield like I used to be, cutting hay, baling hay, raking hay, hours on end, yeah. But when I'm jumping up and down and stuff like that, or if I've got, like had Dean the other day on my tractor, running my tractor a little bit, and I can communicate with him. Communication is so key. A tree job I did here not too long ago, there was some guys there working, building a dock and what have you, and they had a Kubota Mini that had a cab on it. And they were having the darndest time, the guys that were actually in water, chest deep, working on the dock, you know, communicating with the guy that was sitting in the cab, you know, via hand signals, trying to make him understand what they wanted him to do with the bucket while they're out there in the water, you know, and everything. And I didn't want to do that. And I wanted to be, you know, just out. I mean, but sweating and stuff doesn't bother me. The elements doesn't bother me. I'm good with it. I put on enough sunscreen every day to cover elephant's butt, and I just go for it, man, and everything. Yeah, Joe, I seen ROTOBEC's video today. I actually proofed it before it was published and everything, and did all that and stuff. Everything that ROTOBEC's putting out, I watch before they put it out. I get to see it before they put it out, and everything. And that's one thing that I am doing now. I am doing consulting with other YouTubers and different stuff like that, and I work with them and I help them, and they actually pay me to help them with their channels and stuff, which is pretty cool, you know, pretty cool. So I'm let's see, how long is this thing been right here? 42 minutes. I'm gonna wrap this thing up. I appreciate all y'all tuning in tonight. We'll y'all check this out here. Hang on. So the Milwaukee stuff that I had that I was gonna give away for Father's Day, I still got it right here. The guy that won it never claimed it. Cords and everything. So be paying attention here in the next few days. And I've thought about it, how I'm gonna do it and all that good stuff like that. And I think I'm gonna do it through Instagram this time, the giveaway. And I'm gonna spice it up a little bit more and stuff. I'm actually gonna put one of the cutter tees with it from Derek's Cutter. Let me go grab, y'all hang tight, let me grab one of them real quick. It's right here. These things are very cool. This is it right here. There's a cutting part right there. And then here's the bolt that goes on it. If I can get it threaded in here. Because it wore, there it goes. It wore in there. These things are pretty dang big. See how long it is. But I'm gonna include a cutter tooth with it. This thing is 6.5 inches long with the bolt. The cut and kerf on it is 2 inches. Actually more, if that tooth was new, it's more. I think it's up around like 2.5 when it's new. But those things ain't no joke right there. But so I'm gonna include a cutter tooth with it. And A-Logger Logan, appreciate that, man. He sent some money through right there. And I'm also going to include a ROTOBEC cap with it. And what was bad is the guy that won the Milwaukee stuff, I actually had his email. I emailed him directly and still never heard from him or anything. But I'm gonna get that party started on that and get it rolling on that and everything. And yeah, they're pretty close to what's on a mulcher. Well, I guess like one that goes on a skid steer, they're a little bit different. They're a little bit different in this, but I think the ones that go on like the mulchers and stuff, I think they're a lot more higher than what these are. Because I was watching a guy that had a Bobcat that had a mulching head on it, and I want to think he was saying his teeth were about $100 a piece. It cost him about $3,000 to put a set of them on there. These right here they're rough about $1,000. That's what they are for 20. I think it's 20 of them on there and stuff. So I'm gonna let y'all go, man. Y'all have a good rest of the week, and I'll see y'all. Tomorrow's video is real good. It's an adventure video where I take y'all on a tour on a piece of property that I've never showed y'all that we own. I take you to an old barn, take you kind of through an old barn, and it's a place where, if you follow me on Instagram, it's a place where I about buried my truck Sunday afternoon too. I end up running across a mama buzzard and found her two of her baby buzzards with them, and it's kind of a mess. I ended up getting stung by a red wasp in it. So it's just a crazy adventure video. And then I put the drone up in the air and fly it around a piece of property where you can see an aerial view of it, and you see all the timber on it and everything, what it looks like. And so tomorrow's video is a cool video. The drone part on it has voiceover on this one here, and stuff. So it turned out real good, and the whole thing is completely edited on a new editor that I've been messing with and everything. I've done some editing, but I hadn't posted any video with it. So we'll catch y'all later. Later, taters.